What is going on, guys? Today we are going to be telling you the top 10 brawlers to upgrade in Brawl Stars. At number 10, I have Clancy. So, if you get his super, it kind of just shreds anybody, very easy to kill, and he's very broken at level 3, really hard to kill. He had a very high play rate in the World Finals. I think it was like one of the top 5 most played or banned brawlers. And his nerfs, they really did not do much. At level 1, they just reduced the damage, and at 2 and 3, they did the exact same thing. Now, he can work, and the reason I put him up higher is because of his versatility. He can work out in all modes, except for maybe knockout and bounty, but occasionally he can work in there, for example, Canal Grande or Snake Prairie. Those ones he can work out in. But really, any other mode, he will be very good. Because he can shred through anybody. You just got to draft him right, and then he'll be good. And he's actually really broken in trophies, because they're just random people that don't know how to not feed him, especially with his gadget that doubles his tokens. So I just think Clancy is very OP. So yeah. The 9th brawler that you should upgrade is Daryl/Frank. So, the reason I said put them together is because you just really need a tank, and I don't know where to put them. Because if you don't have a tank in your setup, they could very easily just pick really squishy brawlers and really I don't even know. They could just pick really high DPS people, and you don't have somebody to block it with. Like Frank or Daryl. The reason I put Frank up here is whenever you think he's dead, he just instantly kills you. Like right there on that gameplay, I just killed everybody. It's so easy. And he just can attack so quickly, especially with the boosted booster's star power. It is so good. And another reason is he has way too much health for 13,000 or something like that. It's way too much. And especially if you use his hyper plus the active noise canceling gadget, it is just way too broken. The reason I put Daryl here too is because if you hit somebody with his knockback, it's really easy to kill them. Plus, one super is very good. Once you get his super, he's very good. If you can just dash up the map, and you really easily get it again. You just have to make sure you get a good second super. And then if you do his hyper, it can give you 4 knockbacks or 4 supers. It is very good. His hyper in general is okay, but just the aspect of getting more supers is really good. The 8th brawler on my list is Belle. The reason I put her here is because she's very versatile. You can play her in basically any mode. Like in bounty, in knockout, she's a good sniper. In Brawl Ball, you can place her bear traps. In gem grab, you can place more bear traps. Very good. You can counter tanks or high health people with her marking start and super. And yeah, and then whenever you get her gadgets, they're both very good. But I would say to use the bear trap, because it's basically a free kill if you hit anybody with it. And if there's a bunch of groups of people together, I think Belle is very good for that, because it'll bounce between them, and it'll charge her super really quickly, plus do quite a bit of damage. Yeah. She has a very versatile build too. You can switch between her gadgets anytime. But mainly though, you're gonna want to switch between. You're gonna want to keep the bear trap and the one where it gives you the shield. The other two can be switched though. They're both very sleeper picks. So yeah, Bo's very versatile and really good. The 7th brawler that you should upgrade is Penny. Now, with Penny, you're not going to get a lot of kills, insane stats. You're going to maybe get 4 or 5, at most, 3 or 4. But she's very good at being a mediator and just being annoying with her turret. Because it can just cover very big spaces. For example, in parallel plays hot zone, it covers a lot of the hot zone with just the normal super. But in regular hot zone or in gym grab, it covers a whole lot of space with their hyper, which is a very good hyper if you want to upgrade it. So yeah, She's just very good to upgrade because she's a versatile pick and can be picked in many places too. And with her range buff, it's very good. Um, Also with Penny, if you don't want teams to be clumped together, like for example, a Gene, Buster, RT, all them people, if you don't want them clumped together, she's very good at that because if they do, then she'll just shred them all with her coins that pop out. Also, she can counter assassins. For example, with her salty barrel gadget, it'll just explode and kill them all. The sixth brawler that you should upgrade is Gus or Byron. Um, you can upgrade either of these because they're very good support snipers, which means they are support brawlers with very long range. They both have really easy shots to hit. For example, Gus, I think you can hit it from like a half a tile away. Same with Byron, and it's just the really easy shots to hit. So yeah, with Gus, the Cookie Popper gadget is very good because you can hit somebody and then explode, and it does like 3,000 damage. But with Byron, you can get a 9-hit super, so that's just 3 shots fully, and you can get your super. Which it just seems like I'm getting supers everywhere, you know. And then they both have really high damage. For example, Byron does 21,000 a shot from all ticks, and Gus does 2,800 or 1,800. I can't remember. And they both can have great synergies. For example, a Byron and a Frank, or Daryl, Kit, Gus. So yeah, that is why I chose them. They're both just very good support brawlers. But don't be the guy that doesn't heal your teammates with Byron. It's very annoying whenever people do that. So yeah. The fifth brawler that I chose for you to upgrade is Gene. He is very versatile. For example, you can play him in bounty, knockout, gym grab, sometimes hot zone, a little bit brawl ball, but yeah, just a lot of maps. Yeah, you can turn the tides of a game with any super. Like if they have 10 gems, you can just grab them and bring them back, and then you get the gems. Or in the new game mode, soul collector, you don't have to run up to get that soul. It's just right there in front of you. And another reason Gene is good is to stop healing. For example, Gene can just keep sniping in between those cracks and crevices, and it's a pretty easy win because you can just stop healing them and they will just stay low. Another reason is whenever you put the vision gear on Gene, he is very good at scouting the bushes, and honestly, you can just like see the whole team at every time. It's just broken, honestly. And then finally with Gene, he has some pretty good synergies like Buster and RT, where if he pulls them, they're basically just dead. The fourth brawler I picked was Juju. Now, she was very overrated whenever she came out, but a lot of people think she's just really bad. But she is very good, but she's just not the best, you know? She's underestimated because people think she's like B, C tier, but she's actually S tier. So, yeah. Another reason Juju is good is she can go over water, which not a lot of people have. I think Angelo, Eve, RT, and her are the only people that can go over water. So it's a very good trait. Another reason she's good is she has longer range than Piper winning grass. That is just a broken stat, and it can honestly just win games, and you can just start tapping people and they'll just die. She does a lot of damage on Earth, and I think it's 2,000 with one shot, which is honestly just broken. And on water, she can just slow people and they can't get out of her range. But also, another reason is Gregory. He's another reason she's very broken because of his star power that can just slow people and they can't get out of there. Once one shot lands, they're basically dead because they'll just keep shooting over and over. The third person I picked was Mo. And I picked him because his nerf virtually did nothing. He was broken and he still is. Because the main reason he's broken is because of the knockback from the super. So because he can knock them back and spray them with his drill, or he can knock them back, pop out of his drill, and then spam the people. It's just way too much. He basically has no counters. Because if let's say an Edgar tries to jump on him, just use his super, knock him back, or run away. Any brawler, like let's say Piper, he can just dash at her with his drill. And you can switch between star powers, but most of the time you're going to want to use the skipping rocks, but the other one can be good to counter snipers, for example. And he just does insane damage because if you hit his super, it does 3,200 damage, like if you hit him spot on, which is not hard to do. And he can do like 3,000 damage if you're using the skipping rock star power and you throw it to the side. It's just really good. Plus, if they're on top, you can just hit them and it'll do 4k damage, which is just honestly just broken. In honorable mentions that I have are Max and Stu. I think those two can be upgraded because Max, whenever you use her hyper, it recovers 75% of their super, which is broken, and it's just so much speed that it's unbearable. And with Stu, his hyper is really good, even though people thought it was broken. He can move around so fast, but make sure you have good internet. The second to last brawler that I chose that you should upgrade is Kenji. His nerfs also did basically nothing, just like Mo. His healing is OP because his gadget and his passive just do way too much, and it's really hard to kill him. Plus, his star power can keep him alive even though it got nerfed. It's just a 30% nerf, which is a lot, but it can still help in a lot of situations. His movement is great. He can just fly away and dodge all the shots, and the main reason he's broken is because of his high damage. He does 2,000 damage from a slash plus 1,500 from a regular shot. And then if you hit his super, it does 2,600, which is crazy. And the only interaction his nerf changed, I think, is if you hit 2 people with his super, it takes 3 shots instead of 2. But that's it. It's really easy to win now. The last and final brawler that you should upgrade is Surge. Now, I put him at the top of the list even though he's not the best, is because I think it is very hard to nerf him without making him broke and without making him absolutely horrible, but I think they won't nerf him that bad. And I also think that he won't get many nerfs. The reason I put him up here is because he is very versatile. Like, he can be played in any mode. Honestly, even sometimes bounty and knockout, you just need to get that second level. He is good at everything. And whenever you get to the 3rd and 4th stage, he's honestly unkillable. Because he can just snipe across the map and it does 2,300 damage. And then with the damage gear, it can do 2,700. And he's honestly decent at his 2nd and 1st tier because he still does that insane damage. Plus, on his 2nd, he's fast. And even with the hypercharged charge rate nerf, it is still very good. You'll still get it twice, or you'll still get like 1 or 2 times per match. And you can just snipe across the map, and it'll explode and just do insane damage. And so, yeah, that will be the end of the video, guys. Hope you liked it, and make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to figure out how to get these coins to upgrade these brawlers, just check out this video, and it'll help you get them upgraded. So, bye.